And now to discuss this a bit more further, we are now joined by Tendai Biti from the Constitution Defenders Forum Convener, and he joins us now via our video link. Mr. Biti, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. Let's start off here and get your view. What is your reaction to this proposal that seeks to amend the electoral cycle for Zimbabwe?
Thank you, Mpali, and good evening to your viewers. We regard Constitutional Amendment number 3 of 2026 as a coup, a constitutional coup against the Republic of Zimbabwe, against the people of Zimbabwe. Remember, we had a referendum on the 21st of March 2013 that approved a new constitution. And that constitution is very clear. It gives the president, first, it allows the people of Zimbabwe to choose a president of their choice. This is codified in section 91 of the Constitution. The proposed amendment now seeks to delegate that to 300 members of parliament. Yet the Constitution makes it very clear that every citizen has a right to choose a leader of his own choice or of their own choice. This is codified in section 67 of our Constitution of Zimbabwe. And remember, our war of liberation was fought on the basis of one woman, one vote, one man, one vote. So how do 300 people replace 16 million people? That's a coup. The second thing is that we have term limits that was clearly spelled out in section 95 of the Constitution, in section 143 of the Constitution, in section 158 of the Constitution. The term of office of the president is 5 years, which runs concurrently with the term of office of parliament. And the term of office of parliament is 5 years, measured from the date that the president is sworn in to 30 days before the date of the last election. So if Zanu-PF proposes to give 2 more years to President Mnangagwa, they are extending his term of office. And our constitution is very clear in section 328. If the term of office is being extended, in this case by 2 years, you need a referendum to agree to the removal of the term limit. Not only that, when you remove the term limit, it doesn't benefit the incumbent. For it to benefit the incumbent, you have to remove section 328, subsection 7. And you need to do this in a referendum. And this referendum is a separate referendum. So for Zanu-PF to achieve what it wants to do, they actually need 2 referendums. And remember, Bali, Zanu-PF did not campaign on the mandate and ticket of changing the constitution. So the current parliament has no authority to change the constitution. Yeah. Zanu-PF has no authority to change the constitution. In any event, they have no authority to change a constitution that was approved by 3 million people, representing 93% of the electorate who voted to support that constitution on the 21st of March 2013. So what they are doing is a coup and the biggest existential threat that our country has faced since Gukura Wunti in the 80s.
And Mr. Biti, why is it so important to go through a referendum and not to take this position that, to try and amend this constitution?
The Constitution is a fundamental document. It represents an agreement between the citizen and those that the citizen wants to govern it. This Constitution was created by consensus, popular consensus. It has been the basis of the social contract that our country has been run in the last 15 years. So if anyone wants to change that Constitution, he has to go to the people. And this Constitution is very clear. Power derives from the people. Why is Zanu-PF afraid of the people? Why is Zanu-PF creating a constitutional crisis when we have not yet the constitutional crisis? So this Constitution must go to the referendum. Every provision that they are seeking to amend. And this is our position, and this is a position that we are prepared to die for.
And should you find yourself that, the Constitution is then changed to the 7-year term for your elections, what will this mean for the people of Zimbabwe?
Firstly, it is setting up Zimbabwe on a precipice, on a knife edge. It is setting up Zimbabwe for yet another unconstitutional implosion. We saw that in 2017. So Mr. Mnangagwa and Zanu-PF are setting our country up for failure, for further attrition, further conflict. And Zimbabweans don't want that. People are suffering. 49% of our people are living in extreme poverty. 95% are unemployed. Over 6 million are in the diaspora. People want stability. People want the opportunity to send their children to schools, the opportunity to find jobs. More than 3 million people are living in South Africa. And you know that every restaurant is full of Zimbabweans. So those Zimbabweans want to return home to a stable country. So extending the misrule of Zanu-PF for a further 7 years means sentencing them to life. Remember, they've been in power since 1980. So this is continued suffering, and people of Zimbabwe will not accept that.
And before I let you go, Mr. Biti, another major story that we've been tracking in South Africa is, of course, former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe's son, being arrested for a shooting that took place at their residence in Hyde Park. How have this news been received by the people of Zimbabwe?
Well, we don't know the facts. All we know is the hearsay, but we don't believe in violence. We don't believe in guns, and we hope that your judiciary will get to the truth, so that due process can follow and justice is done. But Zimbabweans are peaceful and loving. They don't believe in guns. They don't believe in thuggery. They don't believe in violence. But we can't comment on the facts because we don't know them. But your authorities and your judiciary, I'm sure, will do an excellent job in getting to the truth of it and making sure that justice is done.
All right, Mr. Biti, thank you so much for your time. That is Tendai Biti from the Constitution Defenders Forum. He is the convener in that organization. They're giving us his reaction to the latest coming out from Zimbabwe, and that pertains to a proposal to amend the constitution and change the country's electoral act to allow for a 7-year term. Also, they're reacting to Robert Mugabe's son, the former president of Zimbabwe's son, who has been arrested in South Africa.